disasters. They are grateful because no one from their families are dead or pass away. That is one of the things that they mention, but they haven't been any death. At the end of the natural disaster, what you are grateful about is that you have your family. Probably you lost your house. Probably you lost everything related to material things, but you have your family, you have your job, you can rebuild your house. Of course, it's going to be more difficult, but at least you have a job. Probably you have your family, you have your wives, you have your kids, you have your mom, your dad. At the end, that's the things that counts, and that's what it says. And those are the expression that they said. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. It's gracias a Dios. Okay, that's what you were saying. Okay, who wants to try? Two people that try the conversation, and then let's move to another thing. Two people. Two volunteers?
Teacher, excuse me. Can I ask
Good
you?
morning. Yes?
Uh,
You want to be a volunteer? You have a question for me?
uh,
No.
I have a question.
Okay.
Por ejemplo, esta expresión, oh my gosh, oh my god, ¿qué diferencia? What,
It's the same. Dios
same?
mío. Yes, it's exactly the
Okay.
same. Por Dios. Oh mi Dios. It's exactly the same. They have some expressions. That's what I was trying to tell you, which are some of the expressions that we have in Spanish and they have in English. That every time that something bad happens, you use these expressions that are very common
Okay.
as the bad words. Igual el que maltratar, el maldecir, las malas palabras, they're very common in English.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in Spanish we have them. And probably in Spanish we have more.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Okay. Two volunteers for the conversation. What a shame. Do you know what a shame? Do you know that?
Okay.
Okay, Oscar.
Okay.
Oscar, and there is someone with the microphone. Okay. Oscar and another one? Volunteer? Come on, guys. One more volunteer?
To real, miss?
Okay. Paula. Okay, Paula, you start.
What's going on the news today?
Well, the Times says there was a terrible storm in the south.
Really?
Yes, it says lots of houses were destroyed.
What a shame.
But there haven't been any deaths.
Thanks goodness for that.
Very good. Very good, guys. Thank you very much. Okay. Do you know what a shame?
No.
¿Como qué pena?
Yes, eso es. Very good. Qué pena. So, what a shame is pena por las personas, obviamente, que están pasando o pasaron por ese incidente. Okay. So, let's stop here. And I will show you a video that talks. It's a kind of long video because at the beginning of the video explains you what is a reporter speech. So if you have a chance to watch it from the beginning at the end, it will be great. But if not, I want to show you only a part of a conversation between two guys, and then how the other guy tells a story to his mom and dad about the conversation that he had with the girl, okay, and how you used it. I know that it sounds easy, but now you know how to say something about another person, okay? So at the beginning of this video that is here, this is a teacher and she's presenting you all the different types of indirect speech. So the first is an introductory part about grammar, and then the second part is a video, okay? We'll watch the whole video.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Katie. I live in the opposite house. I can tell. I'm Cody. Nice to meet you. How old are you? I'm 15. How about you? We are the same age. I'm studying in Highmore School. My school is very famous in this town. All of the students are gifted, intelligent, and talented. Oh, my mom said I'm going to attend that school too, but I'm not that gifted student. Oh, I see. The students are very competitive. We have the science club, the music club, the chess club, and basketball team. I'm sure you must be good at something. What are you skilled at? I don't know if I'm natural at anything. No way. Everyone is excellent at doing something. Let's take me as an example. I was enrolling in the chess club at first, but the rules of the game confused me. The king, the queen, the pawns. Ugh, so boring and complicated. I gave up on learning how to play chess.
Okay. If you realize, so who is the new neighbor? Kate or Cody?
The boy. I don't remember the name.
Cody. Okay, Cody is the name of the boy. Now, how old are they? Do they have different ages, or they
They
have
have the same age.
They have the same age. Okay. Now, what is the name of the high school that he's planning to attend? Because she is already in that school. Okay, so what is the name of the school? Do you remember? No? Okay, don't worry. Now, she's at the beginning of the video, she's presenting her. And at the beginning, I don't know if you've noticed, but there are certain, the script sometimes are the script are in black and some others are in red, okay? Pay attention to the red part. So she started describing the school. She started to describe what they do, and she also described the people, how they were, okay? And also what was her experience when she started in all different type of activities that the school has, okay? I'm gonna go to this part, okay, because it's a kind of long. And look at the face of the boy.
Hi, sweetie. Is everything all good? No, Mom. What happened, Cody? I think that moving here was a mistake.
¿Qué te hace sudar?
Sorry.
Solo Rexona Clinical te ofrece 3 veces más protección en
But
cualquier
anyway, we
situación.
can do that.
Como el sudor por perder el celular. No importa qué te haga sudar. Rexona Clinical, 3 veces más protección.
Conoce los jarabes Vic que recubren la garganta, aliviando la tos a partir de
Sorry about that.
Recommendation.
Yeah, it's to get
Why do you
distracted.
think so, son? This afternoon, I met this friend. She said her name is Katie and she lived in the opposite house from ours.
Now you start. It says the dad was asking. So what happened? What's going on? They were having lunch or dinner. I don't know. And he started to say or reported what the girl said. So what happened? It says she said her name is Katie, and she lived in the opposite house from our house. When she introduced him at the beginning, it says, "Hello, I'm Katie. I live in the opposite house." Okay. Yes, I'm Cody. It says so. Now he's reported what she says. Okay.
Katie is also 15. She said she was studying in Highmore School. Oh, that's great. You already made a friend. I'm sure you will get to know more students at Highmore School. That's a problem, Mom. Katie also added that all of the students were gifted, intelligent, and talented. She said they were very competitive.
Okay. What is the reporter speech that he is using all the time?
Indirect speech.
Indirect speech. And what is the reporter? The reporter verb. There are two reporter verbs that we saw yesterday. Is there say and tell? Say, tell, and ask. Okay, some of them. Okay, look at this one. When he's reported this one, okay, here. Why do you think here in this sentence he's not using told instead of said? Do you remember the difference?
Maybe because the listener is not in the statement.
Very good. We are not mentioned the listener. In order to use the told, probably he must have said, she told me that her name was Katie and she lived in the opposite house from ours. So you will have to use she told me, but in this case, he's saying just a general idea. And the listener is not mentioned. The listener could be him or could be another person, okay? So all the video goes like this. And at the end, I think that they have an exercise, okay? So that is the idea in which we use the indirect speech. If you realize it's not so complicated, okay, I think that you already know which are the differences between a direct and indirect speech. Okay, so I give you the link for the video if you can watch it. Okay, and now we're going to move to two more exercises to finish that, and then we'll go to another thing. Okay, just let me get my here. Okay. Okay, so yesterday we saw this exercise. Okay, we did this exercise where you're supposed to choose which one was the correct verb form, present, past. If you use tell, if you use say. Okay, and we already saw this how you change it from direct to indirect, and when the tense changed. Okay, now which one would you use here? Say or tell? In direct speech, we told or we said our classmate to be on time for the meeting. In the first part, in the number one, what do you think is told? Why do you think is the verb told there and not said?
Because in this case, the listener is or.
The listening, the person, it's our classmates. Okay, so we're talking about who? The classmates. And who are they? Those were our classmates. Okay. Number two, no one asked what had happened. Which one will you choose? No? Is it the listener there? Is just a simple message?
The answer is told.
Okay. Yes. No one told us what had happened. When I arrived at school, the air conditioner wasn't working.
Told me.
Okay. Very good. Yes, because the listener is me. You told me or you said. In general, Yesterday, the teacher said that come early. Or yesterday, the teacher talked to me or told me to come early. Okay. Number 4, the newspaper article, there was a flu epidemic in several southern states in the U.S.
Said.
Said, very good. Probably you have a doubt about the pronunciation. Said, no said, said. Okay. Number 5, my friend from Mexico called and us there had been a landslide in the town next to hers.
Todos.
So,
Okay. Told us. Very good. It that a lot of trees fell down in the hurricane.
said.
Okay. It says, very good. They, the class that a typhoon and hurricane are the same kind of storm. What? I couldn't listen. Said or told?
Said.
Okay, let's see. No. Who is the listener?
The class.
Very good. They told the class that the typhoon and hurricane are the same kind of storm. Now, I already explained you. Do you think that the typhoon and hurricane are the same kind of storm? Do you remember what I said about those names? So what do you think? Yes or no?
Are the same, but it depends on the reason what it's from, I guess.
Yes, very good. So I remember that I told you that they were typhoon, hurricane, and tornado. They were exactly the same type of storm, but they take the name. If they started in the Pacific or an Atlantic or the ocean, that's the name they received. Okay, so basically it's exactly the same. Okay, so what is the original direct quotation? They said a lot of people had died in the flu. If you realize in this one, this is a reporter speech, and I pay attention to the had died. Had died is past perfect. That means that direct speech has to be in past. And what was the direct speech? A lot of people died in the flood. I don't care about they said. Only quotation marks. A lot of people. I change the verb that is in direct speech, that is past perfect, and I change it in the direct speech in past. A lot of people died in the flood. Let's analyze the number 2. My friends told me the tornado had hit before they came home. What is the where do the quotation starts? ¿Dónde colocaría las comillas? En la número 2, ¿en qué frase? No cambiemos el verbo todavía. ¿En qué frase las colocaría?
The tornado.
The tornado.
Ajá, ahí empezaría. Okay, now let's analyze. It's in past perfect. How will you change it to past? Ahí cambiarían a pasado. The tornado
The tornado hit
Okay, the tornado hit.
before they came home.
Okay, One little mistake. Look at the pronouns. My friends told me. So my friends told me the tornado had hit before they came home. The tornado hit before they came home, or what? How would you change that pronoun, they? What would be
Them.
the correct? No. My friends and I.
Uh,
Because they were, my friend told me, so I am included in the sentence. So we, the tornado hit before we came home. Okay, that's the way you're supposed to analyze it. Number 3. Who wants to try the number 3? Where in the number 3, where does the quotation mark start?
In the 2003, I guess.
In 2003, okay, the drought had been one of the worst droughts of history. So that 2000 drought, past perfect, I change it to what? To pass. ¿Cuál sería el pasado? Had been. ¿Cuál sería el pasado?
Has.
Was.
Very good. Very good. ¿Por qué was?
Past of be.
Very good.
Past of be.
Remember that had is auxiliary. Is the auxiliary verb, and the principal verb is been. But what is the past of the verb been? It is was. ¿Y por qué was? Because we're talking about one, the drought, and a specific drought that was in the 2003. Okay, very good. The national news said thousands had died of hunger in a famine. Very easy.
Thousand died of hunger.
Okay. Thousands died of hunger in the famine. Okay. What is famine? Do you remember what is famine?
Hambruna.
Yes, very good. Okay. Are there any questions about the verb, the tenses that they change? No?
Miss, ¿puede regresar el cuadrito anterior? Perdone.
¿Del libro o de la presentación?
Del que se acaba de hacer. De la presentación.
Ok. Este. Or
Sí, sí.
ese.
Ajá, muchas gracias.
Okay. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's continue with the other part. And the next part of since we're talking about natural disasters, I think that probably like, I don't know why, but people tend to give more coverage to earthquakes because earthquakes are very common natural disasters. Okay. Probably earthquakes because they appear out of the sudden, so you don't have like you don't have like signals before they're happening. Certain places in Latin American or in other countries, they have like alarms that they start horning, or they start making sounds to give you the chance that let you know that an earthquake is coming. But in Guatemala, we don't have it. You just feel the shakes. You just feel the how the earth moves, and that's it. No one is telling you there is an earthquake coming. So that's why I believe that most of the people tend to give this type of natural disaster a lot of coverage, because you can really see the destruction immediately. Okay, and the pictures, the videos are really aggressive when they mention this. That's why probably the book is presenting you how an earthquake is formed. They're talking about when do they happen, how do they happen, or the magnitude that they are that they have. Okay, there are different type of magnitudes, there are different type of measurements, and there are different type of scales that earthquake they have. Okay, so they are describing the natural disaster. So let's go for, this is the first part. I will change it to this part. Okay, and because I want to tell you about this one. Okay, so when we're talking about natural disasters, in this case is the earthquake, you have some adjectives to describe the severity of the earthquake. Okay, and there are a lot of vocabulary that are related to the earthquake. Okay, so have you or someone you know experienced a natural disaster? Probably, yes. Not necessarily an earthquake, but also, or you have been experienced two or three different type of natural disasters. The people that were at Stan, the people that were at Mitch, the people that were at the earthquake in San Marcos. So probably we have involved in different type of natural disasters. Some of them are worse, and some others are like not too deadly. Okay, what kind of disaster was it? How severe was it? And let's talk about that. If you realize, you have here the picture that is in between the two other measurements, obviously they are related to earthquake. In this case, the book is presenting you the words mild, moderate, severe, deadly, and catastrophic. And they are presenting you like exclamation marks. That means that which one is the worst? Let's suppose that you don't know what is mild, what is moderate. From mild to catastrophic, which one is the worst adjective? By common sense. By common sense. Why? Because mild, it has only one sign. Two, that means it's increasing. Moderate. Number three will be severe. Deadly, number four. But catastrophic, also deadly and catastrophic, also they have the same adjective. So when you're describing an earthquake, you will say, I remember the earthquake of 2015. It was severe. So that means that probably it was, the shake was really strong. You felt it. But you also will say, well, I think it was deadly. Okay. And there are another type of scales that we have it here, and they use different type of adjectives. So they describe it like, and they are giving you the magnitude, and they are giving you like the effects probably that they caused. When you saw that something is great, okay, they started vice versa. This one started from the lowest to the highest. This one is to the highest to the lowest. A great, major to total destruction. Major strong is like between moderate and great. Great damage. You already know what is damage. Moderate is moderate to dangerous damage. Slight to moderate damage. Light is felt by most. Slight damage. And minor is from the magnitude from 3.9, felt by someone, hardly any damage. Everything is related to the word great, minor, strong, moderate, light, or minor. Okay, those are the different type of adjectives that you use to describe the earthquake, the magnitude of an earthquake. Okay, I don't know if you have realized. Do you like picante? Do you like spicy food? Yes or no? Sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Have you
Yes.
noticed? ¿Se han dado cuenta en las etiquetas de los picantes? ¿Sí? De los diferentes tipos de picante que hay. Alguno dice mild, moderate, ¿ok? Y hasta tienen el símbolo de qué tan severo es con flamas, como con fuego. Cuando compren un picante de 50 que tienen más o menos estas palabras. Obviamente depende del picor que usted aguante, ¿ok? Pero ese es similar a esto. Mild, moderate, ¿ok? Strong, ¿ok? Those are the type of logos that they use, okay? So let's stop here and let's go to a video that shows a little bit. I don't know if you have time. Oh no, 1 minute and a half. After the first part, we continue, okay? So the book is presenting you this one, an earthquake, okay? And they are mentioned, there is a specific type of the day that when the earthquake occurs, it makes more destruction than another different hours of the day. Where do you think is that day, the time that most of the earthquake provoke most destructions? It's something that you cannot change, but they mention in the reading. No? Okay, let's try to get this one. Let's see if I can place the first paragraph here. They are describing the magnitude, they are describing the location, the quality of constructions, they are talking about also the timing.
usual, even in modern times, for an earthquake death toll to reach 20,000 to 30,000 people, with hundreds of thousands left homeless and with countless injured. The floodwaters of the 2004 tsunami in Sumatra, which killed over 200,000 people, were caused by a catastrophic earthquake. There are 4 factors that affect the casualty rate of earthquakes: magnitude, location, quality of construction of buildings, and timing.
Okay, let's stop there because there are more people joining, and I want to focus on the first one, that is the magnitude, and let's see the type of construction. Let's see if we can have this one here. Yes.
Magnitude. The magnitude, or strength, of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale, ranging from 1 to 10, with 10 being the greatest. Earthquakes over 6 on the Richter scale are often deadly, and those over 8 are generally catastrophic, causing terrible damage. Location. A severe earthquake that is located far from population centers does not cause the same damage as a less severe one that occurs in the middle of a city. As an example, in 1960, the strongest earthquake ever recorded, 9.5 magnitude on the Richter scale, struck in the Pacific Ocean near the Chilean coastline, destroying buildings, killing over 2,000, and injuring another 3,000 in regional cities near the coast. The location of this earthquake, far away from a population center, however, prevented it from being catastrophic, with hundreds of thousands of deaths. Quality of construction. Modern building construction techniques can lessen the death toll and economic impact of a moderate earthquake that would otherwise cause severe destruction of older style buildings.
Okay. How would you qualify the type of constructions that we have in Guatemala? Are we prepared for earthquakes? Our houses are prepared for earthquakes?
No.
Okay, probably no.
In 2010, a terrible earthquake in Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti, caused the destruction of a tremendous number of the city's buildings, mostly due to poor construction. In contrast, an even stronger earthquake later that year in Chile caused less destruction because of that country's use of earthquake-resistant construction. Timing. Finally, the time of occurrence of an earthquake can affect the number of deaths and casualties. Earthquakes that occur in the night, when people are indoors, usually cause a greater death toll than ones that occur when people are outdoors.
Okay, look at the timing. What do you think is it true that what they say, that the timing, the earthquake that occur during the night when people are indoors, when people probably they are sleeping, when you go to sleep, probably it's because you have already finished all the things that you have done during the day. Probably you're very, very tired, or probably you just want to. There are a lot of people that sleep and they don't feel anything. Okay, they sleep like a rock and they don't feel anything. Probably that's why it says that during the night, the people, when they are indoors, they don't feel this type of shakes, and usually they have like the greater death toll, okay, that the one that occurred during the day. Okay, during the day you are awake, we are studying here, and you feel the shake and you are like ready or prepared to go running or to stay calm. But when you are sleeping, you don't feel anything. Okay, so probably that's what they said, that it happens all the things here. Okay, now according to this one, to the reading that we just listened, which are the 4 aspects that you're supposed to have into account? Which are the 4 aspects that they mentioned in the reading?
Magnitude.
Magnitude, location, quality of construction, and the timing. Okay? All these aspects, they are affected, related to the earthquake. Okay? We're going to go to a final video that gives you a little bit of more vocabulary. Okay? That gives you the idea of some of the words that are involved in an earthquake. Okay, they are mentioned in the reading, but they are being very well explained here. Okay,
about a very important topic: earthquakes. Earthquakes can happen at any time and can cause a lot of damage and harm. So it's important to know some vocabulary words that may just save your life. First, let's understand what are earthquakes. An earthquake is the shaking of the surface of the earth, resulting from a sudden release of energy in the Earth's lithosphere that creates seismic waves. Now, let's talk about the Richter scale. This is a scale used to measure the magnitude of an earthquake, and it ranges from 1 to 9. The higher the number, the stronger the earthquake. Knowing this information can help you prepare for the potential damage that may occur. Next, we have the word tsunami. A tsunami is a large ocean wave caused by an earthquake, volcanic eruption, or other underwater disturbance. It can travel across the ocean and cause damage when it reaches the shore.
Why do you think it is there? There's always talking about an earthquake, and next to the earthquake, they start talking about tsunamis. Why do you think is that? What is a tsunami? In the video, it says in the video there. A tsunami is a large ocean wave caused by an earthquake. So the earth shakes, and obviously underwater we have earth. So that's why most of the time there is an earthquake, and people that lives near, all the countries that are near the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, or any ocean, probably they are potentially in risk of having a tsunami. Okay, let's go for the next one.
If you live near the coast, it's important to know what to do in case of a tsunami warning. Next, epicenter. This is the point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus or origin of an earthquake. It is the location where the earthquake starts and can often be the location with the most damage. Next, we have fault line. This is a crack in the Earth's surface where two tectonic plates meet and move against each other. Earthquakes often occur along fault lines.
What are the fault lines for us? Which are the fault lines? In Guatemala, do we have fault lines?
Son grietas, no.
Yes, but what else? What is a fault line besides that? Okay, let's continue, then you tell me.
Seismic waves. These are waves of energy that travel through the Earth's crust during an earthquake. Seismic waves cause the ground to shake and can cause damage to buildings and structures. Another word to remember is aftershocks. These are smaller earthquakes that happen after the main earthquake. They can be just as damaging as the main earthquake and can occur days, weeks, or even months after the initial event.
Aftershocks. ¿Cómo le llamamos nosotros en español a esto? Aftershocks. ¿Qué pasa después de un temblor o un terremoto? ¿Qué es lo que queda? ¿Qué puede pasar después como pequeños
Réplicas.
Yes, very good. Those are the one, okay, that we have, okay?
So it's important to stay alert and prepared even after the main earthquake has passed. Lastly, the word evacuation. This is when you have to leave your home and go to a safe place because of an earthquake or other natural disaster. It's important to have a plan in place so you know where to go and what to take with you. These are just a few.
Okay, now let's return to this one, the fault lines. Porque es que con nosotros aquí en nuestro país hay muchos temblores. Es un país con con un alto grado de sismos, de sentirlos. ¿Por qué creen ustedes?
Por las fallas tectónicas.
Yes. Okay. So for us it's very common. But probably for people that comes from other countries and they have here and they probably stay for 2 or 3 or 4 months, during that time probably they start feeling shakes and they get so scared. But for us probably it's very common. Okay, probably. Now let's go for the final exercise, and it says rewrite the statements in your own words, change the underlined word or phrase. The magnitude of an earthquake is measured by the Richter scale. A synonym of magnitude. What would you write? Magnitude.
The scale?
And no. The scale is the measurement. The scale is la medida. Okay? And the name of the scale is Richter scale. But the magnitude, what is the magnitude? En español igual, ¿verdad? La magnitud.
The magnitude or strength.
Strength.
Strength. Very good. Strength. Very good. So the strength of the earthquake is measured by the Richter scale. Very good. There are 4 factors that affect the casualty rate of an earthquake. Factors. Instead of not using factors, what would you say? There are 4 what? You can change factor for it's a very common word. It's a word that you use when you are playing adivinanzas. Y le dicen, it's an animal. No, it's not an animal. There are 4 things. There are 4 things that affect the quality, the casualty, so the rate of an earthquake. Number 3, good construction techniques can lessen the danger to people in buildings affected by an earthquake. What could be another word of lessen? A good construction technique can lessen, or can, another word that you can use instead of lessen?
Reduce.
Very good. Increase or reduce the danger of people. Very good. Damage is often due to poor construction. Due to. Due to means debido a. Es un conector. Due to, debido a. Come on, guys. No?
4.
Okay. Damage is often for no. Debido a es una expresión. Y yo les dije que es un conector que une a, pero aquí dice damage is often. Que los daños son debido a la pobre o a la mala construcción la mayor parte del tiempo. Entonces, yo quiero cambiar el due to, no por otro conector, sino que algo que me diga a mí en español o en inglés debido a. Damage is often caused to pure constructions. Okay, that would be caused, another word. Okay, caused by, and that is the word that you can change, due to or caused by. If an earthquake occurs near a major population center, more people will be affected. ¿Qué es a population center? Do you have the country? Y cada country tiene una. How do you call the capital? Population center.
City, ciudad.
Yes, very good. City. So if an earthquake occurs near a major city means is the population center. More people will be affected. Okay, that is the idea. Okay, any questions so far? I think that we have already covered everything related to at least the earthquake. No more questions or doubts? No?
La número 3, ¿por cuál la
Number 3.
sustituyó? Disculpe.
Okay. Reduce.
Okay.
Strength, things, reduce, caused by, and city. Okay. So probably on Monday we finish what is the unit number 11? No, sorry. You're the course 11. The unit number 5. Okay. And probably on Tuesday we continue with we start with the unit number 6. Okay. No questions, guys? No? Is everything okay?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Yes?
Yo tenía una pregunta, pero en la primera photo story.
From the book.
Yes.
The conversation.
Yes, in the page. Unit 5, page 51.
The first, this one.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Tell me.
For example, when Rachel dice en la expresión, I sure hope there was no one in them. ¿Por qué ella usa sure y luego el verbo?
Me perdí. ¿Dónde estás? En la primera, segunda, tercera columna.
En la primera columna, donde ella dice...
I sure hope. De verdad espero. En realidad espero. Ese sure
okay.
Ese es en realidad. ¿Ok? Algunas veces las palabras, obviamente, en inglés no las traducimos tan literalmente literalmente en español. En este caso sería sure, es de estar seguro. ¿Ok? Y hope es de esperar. Pero en este caso no es de una esperanza, sino que aquí indica es I sure hope. En realidad espero que no haya ningún herido o que no haya, aquí están hablando de water up to second floor and there look at the cars. I hope sure there was no one. Están hablando de personas que no haya, en realidad espera que no haya ninguna persona dentro de los carros, porque si se ve en la foto, los carros están flotando. Obviamente si habían carros era porque habían personas ahí. Entonces ella dice, espero que no haya ninguno ahí flotando, o sea que no haya ningún deceso ahí.
Ok, teacher. Yes.
Yes.
Eso era mi duda, ¿verdad?
Okay, don't worry.
No la encontraba.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. Another question, guys? No? No? Okay. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend, and I see you on Monday, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Teacher, please.
Yes?
Yo solo tenía una pregunta con respecto a que quería saber si me matriculé correctamente en la plataforma.
Okay, don't worry, okay? Se pueden